Hi there, glad you could join me. I'm here out in my Viking tent. It's obviously not a real Viking tent, it's made from cotton canvas, but that's not the point. In this video I am going to show you how to make a string from the inner bark of an elm tree. And this technique can be used with any sort of plant fiber with some strength in it. So this pole here is actually made. It's a part of an elm tree. It's an elm branch, and if you remove this outer bark here, this grayish bark, you get to the inner bark, which is basically can be peeled off in long fibers like this one. Now this is easier to do, of course, when the tree is still green, and this has been drying out for a while, since I'm going to use this for making a couple of bows. So, but these fibers here of the inner bark is what I like to use to make a string. So this is the inner bark from a couple of bow staves that I had, and I will move the camera a bit closer and show you how to make a string like this one. So I have found a few pieces here that are quite long. They are basically strings in themselves. You can use this to wrap up things with. Actually, it's quite strong. But I want to gather these in two, like two strands. I hope that's the word. And I'll leave one here just for now. And just to start with, I wrap it around something. It can be anything. This is my tent pole, and here's the trick, which I will bring the camera even closer to show you. Now let's see. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to twist both these to my right. Now I have chosen thick pieces of bark here, so that it will be easier for you to see. And I'm starting this by just twisting these both to the right. Okay, like this. Now I'm turning them around the other way. Okay, turning to the left and twisting to the right. Turning to the left, twisting to the right. Turning to the left, twisting to the right. Well, I'm twisting to the right, turning to the left. Twisting to the right, turning to the left. So this is already, you can see a string forming. Now I can actually let this go and it stays that way. The reason is that because I have been twisting them to the right and turning them to the left, then the fibers are locking against each other at each turn here. And this is actually how modern ropes are made as well. Obviously we have more advanced ways of, well, what I'm trying to say is that this is basically the principle that they are using today as well. So now, as you can see, we are getting close to the end of these, to the end here. So I want to just add more fibers to increase the length. I'm doing that obviously on both sides. And I'm just now twisting just to lock the new fibers into the existing ones, and I continue. I twist to the right, turn to the left. Well, you could do it the other way, of course, but now I need to get in my rhythm, and that's twisting to the right, turning to the left, 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 and so on. And I find that when I'm making a longbow or a flat bow, any self bow really, I always, if it's an elm bow, I peel off the inner bark, because I like to make rope out of it. Now here it's getting a bit thin here. This strand here. So what I'm doing then, I want to find some more fibers to just add to it. And I continue. It's quite simple. It's not a very complicated technique at all. Oh, here's a really long one. And this is, there are other ways to do this, but this is by making the fibers lock into each other at each turn. You are making, it's the strongest string that you can make out of plant fibers. I think it's called two-strand string, because you have two strands, you know. And after you've done this a few times, and it goes quite fast, you know. I'm moving out of the camera, out of the picture right now. Okay, you get the idea. So that's how you make string out of plant fibers. Not very complicated. When you're finished, you just cut it off the tent pole, and you have made yourself a string. Tying up some camp gear and so on with the string that you made yourself is that's bushcraft. Okay, you can even use this as a string for your bow drill, it is when I first started this with this technique, I was surprised at how strong these strings are. Remarkably strong, actually. Okay, that's all for now. I hope you enjoyed this time with me, and I hope to see you in my next video as well. Until then, take care.